Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about the tax multiplier. Basically, the tax multiplier is how much a change in income tax affects real GDP or national income. We already know that in this chapter, aggregate demand, real GDP, and national income have the same formula, which is C plus I plus G plus X minus N. So the formula for the tax multiplier is MPC over 1 minus MPC, which is equal to MPC times the expenditure multiplier. We already know from the previous video that the expenditure multiplier or the government multiplier is equal to 1 over 1 minus MPC. The tax multiplier is always going to be weaker than the government multiplier because G, which is government spending, is a direct component of real GDP. So for example, if government spending increased, then real GDP will directly decrease. While taxes affect income and consumption, which finally affects real GDP. For example, if taxes increase, then disposable income will decrease, which decreases consumption, which decreases real GDP. 1 over 1 minus MPC, which is your government multiplier, is always going to be greater than MPC over 1 minus MPC, which is your tax multiplier. This means that a change in income tax always changes real GDP or national income by less than a change in government spending. For example, let's say they increased government spending by $100 and they increased taxes by $100 as well, and they gave you MPC is 0.75. Will real GDP increase? So we can see from the question that they're running a balanced budget. So in theory, they're asking you if the government runs a balanced budget, will your real GDP increase? So let's find out. The change in real GDP with the government spending is equal to change in government spending times 1 over 1 minus MPC. So the change in government spending times the expenditure multiplier, which causes a $400 increase in real GDP. Because if government spending increases, real GDP increases. They have a direct relation. Then the change in real GDP with taxes is minus change in taxes times MPC over 1 minus MPC. So minus change in taxes times the tax multiplier, which causes a $300 decrease in real GDP because when taxes increase, real GDP decreases. They have an inverse relationship. So the change with the government spending is greater than the change with taxes because the government multiplier is always going to be stronger than the tax multiplier. So at the end, we can see that the change in real GDP is plus 400 because it's a $400 increase, minus 300 because it's a $300 decrease. So the answer is going to be plus $100. So the change in real GDP is $100, which is the same amount as the increase in government spending. So whenever the government runs a balanced budget, we take it as a rule, the real GDP will change as much as the change in government spending. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you understood all about the tax multiplier. Please subscribe so you can watch videos for other subjects and more for economics. And please comment down below anything you would like to know. Bye!